Always love to have you tuning in.
You know, I tell you, I've talked about my gray hair before.
Yes.
And it's hard not to color my hair. I just don't think I'm ready to go fully like gray.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And you know, it's interesting because every time I color my hair, people always compliment me. And I think it's like, oh, you look good. Like, oh, you look so like fresh. And so I really feel like it is really the color. It kind of brings out the complexion more. Whereas if it's like gray, it kind of darkens the complexion.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it does.
You know, if you're worried about your gray hair, you could just shave your head.
Oh,
just get rid of it completely.
You know what? There's a famous author, and I was listening to a podcast, and she's the author who wrote Eat, Pray, Love, the movie with Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
And she said she shaved her head. And she's like, I just didn't want to deal with it. I'm like, wow. If only I could do that, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I think depending on the shape of your head, some people look really good. And then other people...
No.
Like, I don't look good.
No. You got to have a round kind of head.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, we'll just keep our hair, color our hair, and we're going to talk about senior daycare. Now, if you are in good spirits, and I feel like usually when we're in the studio, we are in good spirits.
Yes.
What does this mean?
It means you're happy. You're in a good mood.
Yeah. How about to connect with someone?
This means that you are... talking to someone, you're creating kind of a relationship, a bond with that person.
All right. And golden years, it's an expression to describe a certain time in your life.
Yes. Your golden years, I guess it's like right after retirement.
Yeah.
But you're still healthy.
Right.
So it's like you're not working, but you're also...
not that old.
Yeah, you're able to do things.
Right.
So usually it's like your 60s.
70s.
Into your 70s, as long as you're healthy.
Right. Okay. Let's go ahead and listen to our dialogue.
You're in good spirits, Uncle David. What's happening down at the center?
Everything. It's great having conversations and sharing stories with people from my generation.
It must be nice to connect with people after being alone for the past 6 years.
I must admit that it is making my golden years a bit more bearable. You know, I didn't realize how lonely I had been.
Well, why don't you tell me all about it over dinner at my house on Tuesday?
That sounds wonderful, Jessica.
Jessica begins by saying, you're in good spirits, Uncle David. What's happening down at the center? So here when she says you're in good spirits, what is she really saying to Uncle David?
She's commenting on the fact that he seems happy. And that's usually how this is used. You usually do not say, I am in good spirits. You usually say it about someone else.
Right.
Oh, you're in good spirits.
Yeah, that's right.
He seems to be in good spirits.
Yeah, they seem to be in good spirits.
Yeah, you wouldn't say, hello, I'm in good spirits today. It just sounds weird. Unless, like, you're known for kind of being depressed. Like, it's like really like, I'm always, like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
He's always down like this.
Yeah.
But then today, you know what? I'm in good spirits today.
Okay.
Only if it's like a particularly remarkable thing would you ever say it about yourself. But you would comment about this to other people. You're in good spirits.
You're in good spirits.
You seem happy today.
Yeah, you seem like you're in a good mood.
Yeah.
Okay. David says everything. So Jessica says, what's happening? And he says everything. It's great having conversations and sharing stories with people from my generation. So it seems that Uncle David is pretty happy because he's getting a lot of interaction with people his age and talking. You know, I find that this is sadly that as you get older, you get more lonely.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, it used to be when you lived all together in a big family.
Yeah.
like you were communicating every day.
Or in a village.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, you also have to, if it's people of that generation, I'm of the age now.
Yeah.
I'm in my mid-30s.
Right.
But like when I meet someone who is around my age and I can talk about the TV programs and the music I listened to when I was a teenager, there's just something
great.
Yeah.
It's really great. Like I recently had a really long conversation with a fellow voice actor and he was raised in San Diego. We kind of grew up in the same generation and it was great fun. Talking about that.
And because you start to remember small things that aren't a part of like main culture.
Right.
But like, oh yeah, we did all do this when we were 13.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. So it's always nice to make that connection. So our next expression is, connected to what we're talking about.
Yes,
what does Jessica say?
It must be nice to connect with people after being alone for the past 6 years.
Okay, so connecting with people, connect with.
This means to talk to people, to create a relationship with them, but it's different from just having a conversation.
Yeah.
It feels like a meaningful conversation.
That's right.
Something that matters to you.
Right.
Like, for example, if you have like a first date, oh, we talked for 2 hours, but we didn't really connect.
Or we didn't. Yes, there's a difference.
Right. That saying connect with people means that you're just not talking to them and learning about them, but that you feel that it was meaningful. You actually are starting to maybe have feelings.
Yeah.
Like a deeper friendship type of feeling with that person.
Right. So connecting with people is very important. It's not just like, an acquaintance. It's really talking about some meaningful things. Okay, so what does David say?
I must admit that it is making my golden years a bit more bearable. I didn't realize how lonely I had been.
And this is a big couple of sentences here. I must admit.
Yeah.
This is our pattern. And this is a very common pattern that native speakers use. I must admit. Or I admit. Yeah.
So this is very similar in feeling to saying like,
Okay.
You're admitting something. You're saying something is the truth, but it's kind of like a realization.
Yes, a realization. Yes, an awakening.
Awakening or like, man, this is nice.
Oh.
So it can be both ways. It can be, man, this is nice. Or, man, that's not as good as I thought it was.
Yes.
There's that kind of feeling behind this, I must admit.
Yeah. So it's kind of like I didn't see it and now I do.
Yeah.
Whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
Okay. And so what he's admitting is that this center is making his golden years a bit more bearable.
Yes.
So, as we mentioned, golden years is the years after retirement.
Yes.
When you're still kind of healthy,
You're still able to move, and now you're able to just, hopefully, enjoy the life that you've built for yourself over the past 60 some odd years.
All right. Now, it's making my golden years a bit more bearable. So some people may think golden years is great, but then there are certain people that may think, I miss my job. I want to work,
Yeah, I know some retired people who are miserable.
They're unhappy.
Very unhappy.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I think Uncle David here was like, it wasn't great, the golden years. But this is making it more bearable. B-E-A-R-A-B-L-E. So the to bear.
Yeah.
As in the verb.
Right.
Yeah.
Like to endure.
To endure.
Right.
Yeah.
So here, when you're saying something is bearable, it doesn't necessarily mean it's good.
Yeah.
But it's
not so bad.
as bad.
Yes.
So things like bearable pain is pain. It's pain.
Yes.
So obviously it's not good, but it's a pain that you can endure. Withstand.
That's right. You can tolerate it.
Yeah.
Okay. And so David says, I didn't realize that I was so lonely. So actually he was very lonely. And Jessica says,
well, why don't you tell me all about it over dinner at my house on Tuesday?
Okay, sounds wonderful, Jessica. So it seems that Uncle David, he's like, oh, this senior daycare is actually, making my life less lonely.
Yeah.
Because he's making connections. All right, let's listen to this one more time.
You're in good spirits, Uncle David. What's happening down at the center?
Everything. It's great having conversations and sharing stories with people from my generation.
It must be nice to connect with people after being alone for the past 6 years.
I must admit that it is making my golden years a bit more bearable. I didn't realize how lonely I had been.
Well, why don't you tell me all about it over dinner at my house on Tuesday?
That sounds wonderful, Jessica.
Here we go. Let's do a quick review. We're on pages 118 and 19. If you're in good spirits, you are feeling happy, you're in a good mood, cheerful. Okay, you're in good spirits today, Cameron. I mean, Ted.
Oh, yes, I was. Yeah, I guess I am. Ted responds with, yeah, I just found out I'm going to be a father.
Okay. So, yeah, that means you're really happy.
Yeah.
Okay. Bob was in good spirits on the day he retired.
I
don't want to retire.
I don't know how that would feel.
Oh, especially if you've been working at a company every day for the past 40 some years or 50 years. I think it would be really an emptiness.
But like depending on the job, like if you're a miner, if you have to go into the mines and get coal,
right?
I would want to retire too.
Sure.
Something like physical hard labor.
Right.
I'm sure everyone is ready to retire when they can.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
So, you can comment on someone and like, oh, Cameron, you're in good spirits today. Like, so it's not saying that you're always depressed all the time, but it just seems that today you're particularly more cheerful or happy.
Yeah, the happiness is obvious. They're whistling. They're kind of skipping when they step.
Yeah.
Those types of things.
Right. So why are you in such good spirits today, Cameron?
Me?
Yeah.
Because I've just had a giant coffee. So I have energy. What about you? Why are you in good spirits today?
Oh, actually, do I look like I'm in good spirits?
You're just like normal today.
Yeah.
It's just kind of medium. But for the example sentence, I was asking.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm medium today.
Medium
All right.
today.
Okay, we don't say medium, though. That's just joking. We're just joking, everyone. Okay. Connect with someone to form a meaningful bond. So it's not just about having a conversation. It's like really kind of, really connecting heart to heart.
Yes.
Okay. How was the science fiction convention?
It was great. I connected with a lot of writers and we shared ideas.
Okay, science fiction.
Yeah.
Some people are really into the sci-fi.
The science, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
I honestly, I do like sci-fi.
Do you?
Yeah, but I think that there are people that are really big fans of it.
Oh, yeah.
They go to like conventions.
Yeah.
In Seoul one time, I went to Comic-Con.
Oh, you did? There's a Seoul Comic-Con?
There's a comic convention.
Okay.
And it was work related, so I had to go. It was cool, but like some people were
into it.
Really into it.
Oh, yeah.
But it was nice. It was nice to look at because those people, like, not everybody likes comics or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was a place for fans to connect with one another.
That's right.
And enjoy, other things like sports. I feel like a lot of people like sports, and it's easy for... Like, for example, two guys talking. Yeah. They can talk about baseball. Yeah. They can talk about soccer. Right. And connect. Yes. With that.
That's right.
Right?
Right. So that kind of connection, there's something there that makes you connect with them. There's got to be some element.
Right.
Okay. I have a hard time connecting with new people. Okay. Maybe you're shy. You're an introvert. Maybe you're not good at, really like, you're uncomfortable meeting new people.
Yeah, maybe you've been betrayed by a lot of people.
True.
And you have a pessimistic outlook on the world.
Is that you,
Negative.
Okay.
No, I'm not that far. I'm not like that anymore.
Yeah. I have to say, I rarely have a hard time connecting with new people.
You do. You're like the golden retriever of people.
Oh, no.
You just like every time you see a new person, you're smiling, you're wagging your tail.
Is that a good thing?
It's a compliment.
It's a compliment.
It's a compliment.
I love those golden retrievers. Thank you.
Yes.
That's a big compliment. Okay. Golden years, the years following one's retirement. I can't believe I'm retiring in 2 months.
Congratulations. How do you plan to spend your golden years?
Okay. So, yeah, how do you plan to spend your golden years? I plan to continue working. I mean, not as much. And traveling.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to travel.
Travel.
And travel, there are certain types of travel that you can't do when you're like 76 or 77. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's a very specific age.
Okay, all right. In your mid-70s, late 70s.
If you can't walk around as much.
Go like on steep hills and things like that.
Kind of stuff. Yeah.
During my golden years, I plan to travel the world working with different charities.
Yeah, I always think it's great, like people who maybe they've they've retired, so they don't have like a day job, but they're still doing work for free.
Yeah.
With charities.
Yeah. Which you cannot imagine.
That is it. I mean.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. I would do something. I'd probably like do some kind of like writing or something art.
Okay.
Like creative. But a charity. Because let's be honest, like a lot of charity work is hard.
It is hard. It's totally hard. It's very time consuming. But I was thinking in my golden years, if I have time, I would actually maybe teach English for free to kids who are underprivileged.
Yeah.
That I am planning to do.
Good for you.
Okay. All right. All right. I must admit is our power pattern. What is this saying?
This means like I don't want to say that I like it, or I don't want to say that this is bad, but goodness, wow.
Goodness. I must admit, you had me convinced that you were really crying.
It's like I didn't want to say that I was kind of deceived.
Yeah.
But you deceived me with your crying. I must admit, the view from up here is amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be this good.
Right.
But wow, this is good. I must admit.
Yeah.
This is really nice.
Okay, very good. There is that kind of surprise and like realization. Bearable is our power vocab on page 120. Do check out the definition.